He single-handedly crashed an entire nation's economy. Mansa Musa, king of Mali, 1324. His pilgrimage to Mecca wasn't just a religious journey, it was an economic tsunami. Chroniclers describe his wealth as surpassing even Solomon's. But were they simply using biblical hyperbole, or was Mansa Musa a real-life embodiment of Scripture's promise of prosperity? From the heart of the continent, where the sun kisses the earth, we begin. For centuries, the story of Africa has been filtered, misinterpreted, and, at times, deliberately obscured. But the truth echoes in the gold-laden rivers, whispers in the baobab trees, and resonates in the ancient texts. Today, we unearth a story of wealth, faith, and a legacy that has been strategically rewritten. Our focus is on West Africa, specifically the Empire of Mali, a civilization that bloomed like a desert rose. Its most famous ruler, Mansa Musa, ascended the throne in 1312. His name, literally meaning King Moses, suggests from the start the intertwining of faith and power that defined his reign. But it was in 1324, during his legendary pilgrimage to Mecca, that the world truly glimpsed the magnitude of his wealth. Accounts describe a caravan stretching as far as the eye could see, laden with gold, slaves, and enough provisions to sustain an entire army. The sheer volume of gold distributed in cities like Cairo caused economic upheaval, devaluing the metal for years to come. Historians estimate that Mansa Musa's personal wealth would translate to hundreds of billions of dollars today, an almost unfathomable sum. Now, consider this: the descriptions of Mansa Musa's opulence, the sheer scale of his gold reserves, the impact his wealth had on the world, are often recounted using phrases and imagery borrowed, shall we say, from biblical accounts. Specifically, the descriptions of King Solomon's treasure, the Queen of Sheba's ore, the abundance beyond measure, all echo in the tales of the Malian king. Suddenly, the question isn't just about Mansa Musa's wealth, it's about the narrative itself. Why is the story of an African king, a devout Muslim, being told using the language of the Hebrew Bible? What does it reveal about the deliberate construction of history? Is this innocent coincidence, or is it something else? The echoes of Musa's pilgrimage, his unimaginable wealth, might feel distant, a gilded page in a forgotten history book. But the spirit of prosperity, the understanding of generational wealth, courses through the veins of African culture even today. It's not about hoarding, it's about sowing seeds for future harvest. Why else do you think our elders, even in hardship, always strive to build a legacy for their grandchildren? Look closer. The wisdom is woven into our Proverbs. Proverbs 13 verse 22 tells us, "The good person leaves an inheritance for their children's children." This isn't some abstract theological concept, it's a practical, lived philosophy. It's about ensuring stability, opportunity, and a foundation for the generations to come. It explains why African families historically pooled resources, investing in education, land, and businesses, understanding that collective advancement benefits everyone. But centuries of colonization, systemic exploitation, and engineered poverty attempted to sever this connection, to steal the future. The Berlin Conference of 1884, where European powers carved up the continent, wasn't just about land, it was about disrupting this cycle of generational prosperity. It was about making us dependent, not independent. It was about erasing the memory of Mansa Musa, of his unimaginable wealth, and the financial acumen of our ancestors. And here's where it gets interesting. Consider the language used to describe our past. Remember how we spoke of Mansa Musa's wealth in the same breath as Solomon's treasure. Think about that for a moment. It wasn't just about the gold. It was about the acknowledgement of a level of sophistication, a financial mastery that existed long before European banks. It was about power. Then ask yourself this: why are we constantly told that Africa is poor? That we need aid? That we are incapable of managing our own resources? Wait, what? What if the story of African financial history has been deliberately rewritten, not to erase the gold, but to bury the understanding of our financial capabilities? What if our poverty is not a destiny, but a carefully crafted narrative designed to keep us from remembering what we already know? So, what does Mansa Musa's story, draped in the language of Solomon's biblical wealth, mean for us today? It's a powerful reminder that Africa's potential isn't a myth. It's etched in our history, coded in our stories, and waiting to be unlocked. The resources, the ingenuity, the foundations for prosperity, they've always been here. Understanding this historical continuum, appreciating our inherent financial strength, is the first step. Which is why we created the Africa Wealth Blueprint. It's a practical guide, available for just $27 at pornoafric.com/shop.html, designed to help you build your own wealth on a solid foundation of African wisdom. Mansa Musa's story isn't just a historical anecdote, it's a call to action. It's an invitation to reclaim our narrative, to build a future where African prosperity isn't just a dream, but a tangible reality. Follow at pornoafric for Africa plus Money plus Wisdom Fire.